Hello, hello, my friends. I conducted an experiment earlier this month in which I shared with you the candles that I finished burning at the halfway point of the month. And a lot of you guys said that you really liked that format, so I do plan to continue to do that here on my channel. So now that we are at the end of the month of June, I cannot even believe that I am saying that. You guys, we are halfway through the year of 2024. That is hard to believe, but alas, it is here. Now that we are at the end of the month of June, I do have the rest of the candles that I finished burning this month to share with you. And let me tell you guys, I am really glad that I decided to share the midpoint ones with you, because in that video I told you that my goal in splitting it up was to make it so that way when I talk about these empties, I don't feel as rushed, because I oftentimes have quite a few candles to talk about. And that is definitely the case this month. So if you missed the mid-June candle empties, I will have that video linked for you at the end of this one, as well as in the description box down below. But at that point, I had finished burning 7 candles. You guys, I have 17 candles to talk about here today. So whew, that's a lot to talk about. We all know that I like to talk. I do also want to say, just the reminder, it is summertime. My family is home, so you might be hearing some background noise. Just tune it out. Grab a cup of coffee, tea. Well, nobody really wants coffee or tea right now with these temperatures. Grab some iced tea or maybe a, what would it be, like a frozen coffee drink. Grab a snack. Feel free to settle in, because I'm going to talk about these 17 candles that I finished burning. As always, I will have everything listed and linked in the description box down below for you with some timestamps. If I have dedicated reviews on these candles, that will also be able to be found down there, as well as any kind of affiliate discount codes that I have. A warm welcome to any new viewers. Hi, I'm Katie. If you love candle content and you feel like you vibe with me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up if you like Empties videos, but we all know I like to talk, so let's go ahead and start talking about the candles that I finished burning. First up here, I have a HOMEWORX candle. This is Valencia Orange. So I think this is the second Valencia Orange candle that I have finished burning this year. Fragrance notes on here are Valencia Orange, sugared lemon, glazed vanilla bean, and sweet amber. Specific pour date on this candle was September 9th of 2023. I do believe that I have a dedicated review on this one. Again, like I said, if I do, I'll make sure that they are all listed down below for you. I love this orange scent. Now, this orange fragrance to me is very much like, it makes me think of like an orange creamsicle. It doesn't have as much of the like creamy vanilla element to it, but the orange fragrance that is used in here does remind me of like an orange popsicle. It's a very sugary orange. It's fresh, it's vibrant. I love it. It's a great fragrance that I really like burning, more so like in late spring, early summer. I typically am in the phase where I like to burn more like coconut beachy fragrances, but I did want to go ahead and finish burning this candle. It paired really nicely with a lot of other fragrances that I have in my collection. And the one that I actually was pairing it with is, I'm gonna be like tossing these to the side as I finish talking about them, is another HOMEWORX candle. This is Key Lime Cake. Now, I talked about in the dedicated review that I do believe, just looking at the label on here, that this should have been part of the Backyard Barbecue collection that I believe launched back in May, but this was a QVC exclusive. It is currently sold out. I honestly don't really have much faith that it's going to be coming back to the QVC website this year. However, I have high hopes that Harry will bring this back to at least the website next year, because this fragrance is so good. It is one of the few times that I'm really glad that I bought it in a duo, because I do have another one in my collection. You will probably see it in my July, what would that be, candle rotation. But the fragrance notes on Key Lime Cake are fluffy white cake, tart key lime, orange zest, vanilla bean frosting. The pour date on this one is February 17th, 2024. And you can see this one burned really well all the way down. Very strong performance for me. I would give this one probably about an 8 by the time it was done burning. It filled my open concept living area very well, through into the kitchen. Didn't go all the way into the bedrooms, but that's okay, you guys. I have like a it's not a split floor plan like the ones, like I think of like split level floors, like in the Midwest. It's not like that, but it is a split floor plan, meaning that there's a master bedroom on one side of the house, and then there's other bedrooms and hallway on the other side. So it doesn't throw all the way into those areas, but it does fill up the open concept living area, which is where I wanted it. Very, very, very similar to me as Yankee Candle's Vanilla Lime. I talked about that in the dedicated review. But Harry just does gourmand fragrances so well. I wish that there was a touch more of like a like gourmand cake to this, because I definitely get more of that key lime, but there is a vanilla note in there that kind of cuts through the astringency typically that is associated with a lime fragrance. Really, really well done. Like I said, I have another one in my collection, and I plan to burn some of it this month. And if you guys caught my, I think I put it up last week, my haul from Yankee Candle, I did purchase 2 more vanilla limes in there. So I'm excited to still have that in my collection. While we are on the topic of lime fragrances, this is Goose Creek's Key Lime Cake Pop. Now I did do a dedicated review on this earlier this week, and you will see that it's not burned all the way down. If you caught that review, I told you guys that I love this fragrance. However, when I burn it, I was getting it didn't smell as good to me when it was burning. It kind of had like this weird like kerosene type of scent. It smelled off. That's the only way that I can say it, is that it just smelled off to my nose. Let me see, can I see the fragrance notes on this? I think it says juicy lime, cake batter, vanilla icing, and sparkling sugar. Now I will say, to me, this fragrance smells a lot like Fruit Loops, the cereal Fruit Loops, and my son agrees with me. And when I posted the dedicated review, I also believe it was Summer from Fragrance Junkies. She said, oh yeah, your son is correct in saying that it smells like Fruit Loops. A great fragrance, I like it, but it's not really like a key lime cake pop. I don't feel like it's as authentic as the HOMEWORX version, but it's still a nice fragrance. Now, you will notice that I am not taking off the lid right now to sniff it. If you happen to have caught my Goose Creek candle haul that I posted a couple of days ago, stay tuned for my candle collection update video, because I have an update, you guys, about Goose Creek candles. I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's more of like personal update than it is really so much with like performance or anything like that. So I will make sure you're subscribed, because I am going to touch on that. But you'll see that I am not lifting up the lid on this, and there is a reason for that. So anyways, but it's a great fragrance, and I know a lot of you guys chimed in and said that you love that scent and you did not get that kerosene smell, so it could have been just me. I don't know. While we are talking about some citrus-based scents, I have in front of me Kringle Candle Reserve Orange. So ooh, I can barely smell anymore. It really burned all the way down. So I have the B-roll here to show you guys, but the fragrance notes on orange are orange, mandarin, green, lemon, lemongrass, red fruits, jasmine, tamarind, musk, and amber. I will tell you guys, this is probably my favorite orange fragrance for the summertime that Kringle has put out. I do really love their Away in a Manger for the winter time, but in the summer, I love this orange Reserve fragrance. I do have the new Country Limited Edition Blood Orange. I should be getting a post-burn review out for you guys. I'm thinking I will have that for you guys this week. I like it, but I don't love it as much as I like this fragrance. This is just a very authentic, juicy orange. It's sweet, but it's not overly popsicle type of sweet like the HOMEWORX Valencia Orange. Very authentic smelling to me, and it complements a lot of other fragrances as well. So you know, I'm just right now, all of the fragrances that I just talked about, between the Key Lime Cake Pop and Key Lime Cake and this orange scent and Valencia Orange, they all complement each other really, really well. Another fragrance that I was burning with all of those while I am still talking about citrus is another Reserve fragrance from Kringle Candle, and this is their Psychedelic Citrus. Now the fragrance notes on Psychedelic Citrus are sparkling orange, lime fizz, grapefruit glow, sweet strawberry, apricot nectar, lush watermelon, sugar, crystal, solar, musk. We all know Kringle tends to be very, very wordy when it comes to a lot of their fragrance descriptions. Sometimes I think that can be a good thing, but other times I think that too many fragrance notes kind of get in our head and then we don't really know what to expect from a candle. This candle, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I finished burning it. It's not gonna be a repurchase for me. It does remind me kind of like a sour gummy candy. there's something about it that, I don't know, like, I don't know whether to think, like, does this remind me of cleaner, but there's also a sugariness to it. So then I think of like a sweet and sour type of candy, like maybe like those Warheads back in the day. It's okay, it's nice, but I'm gonna tell you guys, it's not gonna be a repurchase for me. It did perform decently well for me. I think that I gave this one maybe like around a 7 in terms of strength and throw. I don't feel like it was as strong as the Orange Reserve scent. The Orange Reserve scent I would actually repurchase. I do like that fragrance a lot. I'm not going to repurchase it right now, but I could see myself wanting another one come like next spring, because that's typically when I tend to burn those. But it was good for what it was. All right, let's talk about a Bath & Body Works candle that I finished burning. This is Vanilla Coconut Surf. Fragrance notes on here are sweet vanilla, coconut waves, beech wood. So you can see that this one, it's funny, the wicks on this got kind of funny. I have like one long wick and the other one's burned down to nubs. So I don't know what that was all about, but this is definitely more of like a gourmand coconut, but there is a kind of perfumey, musky element to it. I like it. I really enjoyed it at the beginning of the summer. It, again, is a really nice blending, goes well with a lot of other fragrances currently in my collection. Complements a lot of other coconut type of scents, or maybe even if you have some banana fragrances, they complement them really well. I liked it. It performed quite well for me in my home. You know, I'm trying to remember like the strength and throw that I gave on a bunch of these. It's hard, you guys, especially some of these candles I finished 2 weeks ago, and I'm just constantly burning a lot of ones to form dedicated thoughts on for review. So sometimes that's why I always make sure that if you want more thoughts on a candle, go back to my like post-burn dedicated reviews on them, because that's where I'm going to give you more of an in-depth assessment of how a candle is burning, the strength and throw. Because honestly, 2 weeks later, I just have so many through my mind that I'm like, I think I remember this one being strong. The ones that didn't do well for me are often the ones that I remember the most. But this one did do well for me. I think this one was showing up as 75% off at a lot of stores during SAS. But this was a great candle for me. I really like it. So that was a great candle to have in my collection. I'm gonna share with you the candle that when I initially bought that one, I had compared it to, and initially I thought it was a repackage, but I've changed my mind. I think that they're cousins, but not the same. This is Bath & Body Works Santorini Coast. I believe that this is the second one that I've burned through this season. I have one more still in my collection, and it is in my July rotation. Fragrance notes on here are creamy coconut, almond blossom, warm vanilla. Now, I will tell you that between this one and the vanilla coconut musk, I like this fragrance a little bit more. And it's because it's more of that creamy element, and you get a little bit of like nuttiness from almond blossom. I know in and of itself, a blossom would technically be a floral, but you do get some like nutty creaminess from this. It's just more of like a good gourmand. This fragrance blends so well with all of my summer collection. And I'm not just even talking about like it has to be paired with another coconut. This goes really well with HOMEWORX Banana Daiquiri. This also goes really well with that new Kringle Reserve Bonfire. I mean, like it kind of lends like a beachy element to no matter what fragrance you are burning. Right now I'm burning Kringle Candles ice cream sandwiches, and I could burn this with it and it would complement the fragrances as the other fragrances in my home as I am moving from room to room. So I really like this one. Like I said, I have one more still in my collection that I am burning, and this one is actually a real crowd pleaser. A lot of people who've come over to my house, a lot of my friends who aren't even really necessarily into candle burning really love this fragrance. So highly recommend picking this one if it goes on clearance at Bath & Body Works. I'm being really cognitive about what I'm bringing into my collection. I don't want things to be overwhelming, but if I didn't have as large of a collection as I currently do, I would actually consider purchasing another one of these just to have it as a backup, because I do love the fragrance that much. All right, let's switch up and go back to a HOMEWORX candle that I finished up. So honestly, you guys, I did finish burning this one outside. You know, we have had very few, but we've had a couple of evenings where we were trying to savor the last moments of us having any weather maybe near 70 degrees. That's going to be long gone until the end of September here in Arizona. So while we were out there, I was burning Coral Poppy. So this is actually a spring fragrance from HOMEWORX. I don't remember what collection this was part of. I think it launched initially over on QVC. Fragrance notes here are Coral Poppy, Sweet Plum, Peony Blooms, Meyer Lemon. Pour date of November 20th, 2023 on this one. And you can see it got a little bit dirty once I had it out in the outdoors there. This one burned a little bit, not really sooty so much in terms of leaving soot on the vessel, but the wax did get a little bit sooty. I will give it to HOMEWORX that I feel like for the most part, even if the wax looks a little bit sooty, the fragrance does not really change, even if that happens. Like whereas with Bath and Body Works and even the limited experience I've had with Goose Creek, I do notice that the fragrance changes once the candle gets a little bit sooty for the most part with them. But with HOMEWORX, I don't really have that experience. This is a fragrance that, as much as it's marketed as a like spring floral, the note that sticks out to me the most is sweet plum in here. That sweet plum accord really sticks out. Yes, there is maybe a little bit of citrus from the base of a Meyer lemon in here. It's not overly floral. You would think it would be, but like it is, but it's a very deep fragrance. I actually think that this is the type of scent that would be a great fall transitional scent. So like August is typically the month where like I'm over all of the summery beachy fragrances, but I'm not yet quite ready for all of the apple and pumpkin that's coming to us in fall. And I think that this is a great scent. So if you have it in your collection, the only thing I will say about that one is that I did find it a little bit difficult to pair complementary fragrances with, other than maybe like a vanilla. But otherwise it was a little bit difficult for me to find pairings with candles that were already currently in my collection. So that's why I actually moved it outside when I was burning it to finish it off, because I was like, well, outside it doesn't really matter as much. We do have like a little covered patio area that we do have like a nice table out there, and we do like to host and enjoy things out there sometimes. So I know it sounds strange for some people to think like, why would you burn a candle outside? But believe it or not, it's kind of in like a little enclave, and you can smell it pretty well over there. All right, Ocean and Vanilla Bean. This was one of the mashups for semi-annual sale at Bath and Body Works. Fragrance notes here were Blue Cypress, Coastal Air, Madagascar Vanilla Bean, Warm Cinnamon. And it's funny, I feel like this is the one that took a lot of people by surprise. They weren't really sure what to expect. I liked this fragrance. Did I need hordes of backups of it? No. I will tell you that this was a scent that after I did my post-burn review on it, the further along I got with it, I was kind of like, I don't know, like I liked it, but it kind of got on my nerves after a while. That's the only way that I can say it. It was a nice fragrance, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was about it, that after a while I was just like, like I want to be done with this. And that's how I felt about it. I think it's because in general, I'm not really like a clean, fresh type of person. And even though the vanilla bean note from Bath and Body Works I do really like, and that does come out in here, it just, I don't know, it just wasn't anything that I needed backups of. So Piper, you don't need to worry about getting anything yet. Okay, it's all right. You want to look out there to see if there's anything? We just had a delivery and my daughter is wanting to pick up whatever was delivered at the front door. So she's running out there to get that. All right, let's go back to some Kringle candles, which by the way, you guys, I just talked about transitional scents, like when you're not ready for fall fragrances. Speaking of fall, I did see a teaser over on Kringle's Instagram page that they are launching their fall collection, I believe, on July 11th. Now, I am going to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. We as the ambassadors, none of the ambassadors have been notified about any PR or the possibility of pre-ordering. And at the time that I am filming this, I was just thinking when I saw that, I was like, okay, if they're launching July 11th, I don't know, you guys, I don't know. I'm still awaiting word from my contact at Kringle if there's gonna be any PR or not just PR, but like the ability to pre-order. I am letting you guys know, just a heads up, I will be out of town the week of that launch, which is the 11th. I'm actually leaving to go out of town next weekend. So I have a really strong suspicion that I will order, you know, I will get those candles, but I more than likely will not have a first sniffs video up prior to that launch. So I did just want to put that out there for you guys in case you were curious about that. If you guys, because I'm usually pretty good about getting like some information out prior to a launch, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that it's not going to be here in time before I leave to go out of town. So wanted to let you guys know about that. All right, but we're not ready for fall yet. We're still right in the midst of summer. We just had the summer solstice 2 weeks ago. So this is Kringle Candle's Ocean Tide. Now, this is a fragrance that I absolutely love. It's probably one of my favorite fragrances from Kringle ever. I love this scent. Fragrance notes on here are palm leaf, coconut water, fresh banana, hibiscus, tiare flower, tropical fruity, vanilla sugar, tonka bean, and musks. So, this candle is a very banana forward fragrance. Now, if you caught my post-burn review on this, I was telling you guys that I was really disappointed because I had this candle in the summer of 2023 and it was really strong for me. Like, it was a good like 7.5, 8, which honestly for like some of these like banana fragrances, some of these like more summer scents, most of the time I am expecting a 7 to 8. In the winter time, I usually, especially if it's like a fragrance that has more of like those like heavy spices in them, those are the ones that'll typically be like a good solid 9. They just tend to be, I think by nature, their fragrance oils are just more potent, but the summer fragrances are not always as potent. This to me is a really banana forward, but you get some of that like creamy musk in the background. It's really, really well done. It's one of my favorite fragrances. However, I was saying that it burned so well last year. I bought 2 more. This was the first one that I bought probably back in February, and there's no pour date on this one, but I was telling you guys that at the beginning of the burn, the first half of this burn, I was really struggling to smell it. It was not throwing. In fact, I gave it a really poor review. I said like it was only like at like a 2 or 3. It was really bad. However, I came to the conclusion that I think what happened here was that I think Kringle used those wicks that were being used in the new spring country lineup, where a lot of people were having issues with them dudding out, because that's what I was experiencing about halfway through the burn on this one. So the way that I resolve that issue is that I pour out the wax and leave like a really long wick. It is a waste of wax. I hate doing that. We shouldn't have to do that. And I know Kringle is working to try to fix that. But once I did that, once I poured out the wicks or the wax and left those long wicks, I relit it, and then it started performing a lot better. So it still wasn't what I remembered, but I will say that after I did that, this candle jumped up to about a 6 in terms of strength and throw. I could smell it all throughout the bedroom that I was burning it in. And I was pleased with that. To go from like it being basically unscented to a 6, I was like, okay. So I do have 1 more in my collection. I might bring it out for the month of July. We'll see. I have a couple of other candles that I'm trying to get through. But I will keep you guys updated. And I did say in that review, I love this fragrance so much that it is one that I would still repurchase it. I'm hoping that this was just a bad one-off experience that I had with that candle. The fragrance that I really loved pairing it with is Kringle Candle's Sea Breeze. So this was released in the 2023 spring and summer collection. I'm looking here and it looks like the first note, I think the first note is ozone, coconut fruit, green, coconut, amber. It's a very coconut heavy scent, but this is not a gourmand coconut to me. This is a beachy coconut, not sunscreen. Smells very much, you get that fresh like sea air type of vibe, but again, no sunscreen note. On the 2 wicks, there are pictures of like coconut palm, like coconut trees. I was like coconut palms, coconut trees in the background. And that is really what I envision when I smell this. I envision, there is freshness here, but it's not cotton laundry freshness. This is just a really, really well done fragrance. Again, another fragrance that I love to have in my summer collection because it just goes so well with so many other fragrances. It enhances the vibe of the house. This one, I really like burning this candle with the Ocean, what is it? Ocean Breeze? No, that was initially called Paradise Breeze. It's called Ocean Tide. That's what it is. Ocean Tide. This goes really well with HOMEWORX' Banana Daiquiri. This also goes well with Santorini Coast. There's just a lot of things that you can do here. Piper, honey, they can see you in the background in your jammies. She's having a little bit of a lazy day. We've got a swim meet later on to attend, so I'm letting her be a little bit lazy this morning. All right, let's talk about another Goose Creek candle that I finished burning. This is Marshmallows. Fragrance notes on here are warm vanilla bean, fluffy marshmallows, and toasted vanilla cream. So again, this fragrance I really, really liked. I would say that of the Goose Creek candles that performed the best for me from that first haul, this was the winner. I really like this scent. It's a cross, I feel like, between Bath & Body Works Vanilla Bean and their Marshmallow Fireside. Great fragrance. I really, really enjoy it. It burned quite well for me all the way down. I'm going to try not to stick my nose in it, but I did show you in the B-roll. It burned quite well for me. So I really enjoyed this fragrance. And again, stay tuned to my candle collection update because I just have some updates for you guys about Goose Creek candles. Let's talk about another Bath & Body Works candle here, which was probably the biggest womp for me. Well, actually, no. There was one that was an even bigger disappointment for me. But this one was pretty disappointing for me. This was the Whipped Coconut Milkshake. Again, you will see that the wax is not all the way through on this. Fragrance notes of vanilla ice cream, toasted coconut, sugared amber, and the fragrance on this was really nice. I liked it on cold sniff. However, this, when it was burning, first off, it developed puny wicks, like severe puny wicks, which then impacted the strength and throw. The strength was only about a 4. I do remember the throw being a little bit surprised that it threw a little bit better. But the strength was just really, really weak. And so then I don't really like to use my candle crock. It's like my last ditch effort. And I will tell you that even in the candle crock, you guys, I could barely smell this. So really huge disappointment. Had I not done a dedicated review and stuff, I honestly probably would have taken it back after the first burn. And you will actually see, well, I did do a post-burn review on another candle that I was really excited to purchase during SAS, and it ended up going back to Bath & Body Works, but we'll talk about that in that video. All right, another Bath & Body Works candle, Hummingbird Tea Cake. Now, this is one of my favorite fragrances of the year. Bath & Body Works, I think, hit it out of the park with this candle. I love the packaging. I love the fragrance on it. Fragrance notes are pineapple cake batter, cinnamon spice, toasted pecans. This, to me, I know a lot of people were saying that they thought that this was a repackage of banana bundt cake. I honestly haven't burned that one, so I can't give you a yes or no. This to me is like a cross of the spice cake accord that you get from Sweet Carrot Cake, usually one of their Easter launches, there is like a pineapple banana fragrance in here, but it's not cloying. Pineapple can be very hit or miss for me. It can come across a little too acidic, but this is done so well. So I did make sure to purchase 2 more of these during SAS. So I finished this one up. I brought the other one into my collection because one of my favorite morning combos right now that I am doing is this one, Kringle Candles Fruit and Flakes and the new Country Candle Banana Bread. Whew, that is an amazing combo. I'm just letting you guys know, if you want your house to smell super yummy, but like a summer take on gourmand, try that combo. It's amazing. It's so good. All right, another HOMEWORX candle that I finished burning this month is St. Barts. So this was part of the Postcards from Harry collection. I really liked this collection. If you caught any of my dedicated reviews or any of my candle chats, I told you guys that this line, I felt like, or this collection was like Harry's elevated take on summer fragrances. All of them were a little bit more unique. They smelled a little bit more sophisticated than kind of like your run-of-the-mill summer fragrances. They did make me think of these like lush places. So my favorite from the collection was Santorini, then it was Palm Beach, and then it was St. Barts. And it's not that this was a bad fragrance. It wasn't at all. The fragrance notes on here are bergamot, sea salt, island vanilla, sun-bleached sandalwood, pour date of November 15th, 2023 on here. And this to me, if you like more like kind of like that sandalwood, I think that there was some type of white patchouli in here too. But you do definitely get the sandalwood in here, but there is slightly some citrus from the bergamot in here. Very relaxing. What are you doing, little monkey?
Smelling the candles.
Oh yes, she's smelling all of them for me. So yeah, this was really good, a great performer. I will tell you guys that I purchased this in a duo from QVC, and I did end up gifting another one to a close friend because she really liked the fragrance. That is one of the things that as my collection gets really large, I have been able to bless a lot of other people in my friend circle, or just even people that I know, like with like, hey, you know, sometimes when I reach a point sometimes with candles where I'm like, I have too many. That somebody said like, that's my toxic trait. When I start to feel overwhelmed, I just start purging everything. Like I just start getting rid of everything. And sometimes that even happens with my candle collection, but it was a great scent. I don't know if it's still on the Slatkin & Co website. If so, I think it's under like the clearance or sale section for like maybe $18.99, somewhere around there. But that's a great summertime fragrance. I think Harry did, I would say that that was probably his best summer collection this year. It was done really, really well. Really, really liked that. All right, and then another favorite that I love from Kringle Candle, this is ice cream sandwiches. So I am actually currently burning the 3-wick candle. This is the 2-wick that I initially received in PR. I will tell you guys, this is my favorite fragrance that was launched from the entire spring and summer lineup. I love, love, love this fragrance. Now I know a lot of people have different takes on it. I smell predominantly toasted coconut in here with a little bit of chocolate in the background. And you even get some of these like fruity sprinkles, like kind of that like artificial sprinkle type of note in here. This is really well done. I think this is what the whipped coconut milkshake from Bath & Body Works was trying to be. This smells like the more authentic version of that. It's just so yummy. And again, I pair it with a lot of my banana fragrances. This is also a really strong performer. I would say from that collection, this one, honey, can you not be putting the lids on and off? It's banging around there. Okay. Where was I at? I was gonna say this one and the Bananas Foster, I think were the strongest fragrances from the new 2024 summer lineup from Kringle. But I love this fragrance enough. This is just to show you guys, yes, I received this in PR, but I did order the 3-wick in the ice cream sandwiches, and I did take advantage I think it was around Mother's Day when they had like the buy one, get one. I definitely wanted another one of these in my collection because that's a scent that like, I only buy backups of fragrances that I'm like, I would be really, really disappointed if I could not get my hands on that one again. All right, and then the final candle that I have to talk about is Goose Creek's Banana Palm Leaf. So the fragrance notes on here are sweet banana, salted palm leaf, sparkling bergamot, coconut. So this is a different fragrance than Kringle's Ocean Tide. Similar, I would say that like they're in the same vein. But this one to me was definitely banana, but there was a greenery to it. I did like this fragrance a lot. However, if you caught my post-burn review for it, I did tell you guys that I didn't really get great strength or throw from this one. In fact, I ended up burning it in my daughter's bedroom because she really liked it. But I really wasn't getting great performance. And even though you can't really tell with the wax on cold, when this wax is warm, it is very, very sooty. And I can smell that when I am burning it. So that was a little bit disappointing. I did go ahead and put it into my candle crock and got a little bit more life out of it there. But it, you know, it just is what it is. It was not really worth a repurchase for me, but it was a nice fragrance for the summertime. So that is it for all of the candles that I finished burning this month. Let me know in the comment box down below, do you enjoy Empties? Did you burn through any of these candles in the month of June? Are you in just as much shock as I am that we are already at the end of the month? Like that we are at halfway through 2024. It's really hard for me to believe that we're already seeing all of the fall preview stuff. Life just keeps on going. So stay tuned, you guys. I will have my candle collection series update video. I hope I will have that uploaded within the next 2 days for you guys. But yeah, just let me know in the comment box down below if you enjoy Empties. Hit thumbs up. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.